welcome. In this video I will show you how to install and run CS2 on MacBook Neo, and we'll check how well this game actually runs on this laptop. So to install the CS2 on this laptop, we will first have to open the web browser. So open the Safari, for example, and search for the crossover application for Mac. So let's search for crossover Mac. Now this application, this software, which basically translates Windows commands to your MacBook, it is paid for, but you can test it for 2 weeks for free and get to know how well your device runs games on it, and how much you actually need it before you make a purchase. You can download this application on codeviewers.com. So let's open this website. Now on this website we're gonna have to go to crossover and then scroll down to free trial of crossover Mac. And then to download the free trial version, we're gonna have to select Mac OS here, enter your name here, so you can enter anything basically, and then enter your email here, and then if you want to get emails, you can hit this checkbox and download free trial. This will proceed by downloading the crossover application, and once you have it on your PC, just run it. Then let's tap open, install, wait until it's installed, then done. Then let's move to applications folder. Okay. Yes, open. Now we can choose whether to check for updates automatically. It's optional, up to you. Then let's select try now to try this application. And after that, we're gonna have to download the Steam through this app. So the Steam can be found in the popular applications list. If for some reason you don't see it here, you can search it using the search field. Let's install the Steam and wait until it starts. Wait until it's installed. Then we're gonna have to sign into our Steam account. Okay, let's also agree to all the font families that Steam will install. From what I've noticed, installation of types or of fonts for the Steam is takes almost half of the installation process basically. I'm not sure why it is so. Okay, let's agree to license terms and conditions for Microsoft Visual C++. And let's close. And just go through the manual installation process. We'll also we're gonna have the default installation Steam box as we have on Windows once all the packages are installed. Okay, close. Okay, and as I said, we have this default Steam setup box. Let's tap next. Let's select the language that we're gonna be using and tap next again. Then the destination folder, yes, the C disk, which is artificially created. Just click install, and then let's tap finish and check the box next to run Steam. Okay, now let's wait until the Steam is updated. Now let's give crossover all the permissions, and Steam should start running automatically. But if it didn't start, okay, it started. If it didn't start, you can launch it right from here. Then you're gonna have to enter your Steam account name and Steam account password, or sign in using the QR code that you see on the screen. And let's sign in. Then we're gonna have to confirm our identity with the Steam card, of course. Okay, so we have signed into Steam. Now let's open our library and let's find CS2 here. If you don't have it in your library, of course you can download it from the Steam store. And once you're done, let's install the CS. Click install, make sure that you have enough storage on your laptop, and then we're gonna have to wait until the game is downloaded. Now it's gonna take a while, so I'm gonna be waiting for you on another side. Okay, so the CS2 is downloaded, so now let's try to launch it. Let's go to the library and press play. Okay, I think we're gonna need to install some additional packages for the game. I suspect so, at least. Okay, and so the game started running. Let's see how well it goes. Okay, so the game, I thought it was stuck, but we just had to go through the logo for about like a minute or so. So yeah, as you can see, it is pretty laggy, though I don't have the FPS meter yet. But first of all, let's try to open it in the full screen view. To do that, we're gonna need to go to settings by clicking this gear icon right here. Then let's go to video and let's switch the full screen window to full screen. And then we're gonna have to apply the settings, so let's hide the dock by clicking in this place with 2 fingers, and then select turn hiding on. Then let's apply changes. Okay. Now the screen is dark, and if it stays this way, we can fix it very easily. I'm gonna show you how to do this right now. So let's first close the game. So let's return to Steam, and let's go to the library. Let's stop the CSGO running, CS2. And after that, let's return to the desktop, and let's select Go on the toolbar at the top. Then hold down Options key on your keyboard, and you will see this library appearing on the list. Open the library, and after that, let's switch to the list view, and let's search for application support. Expand this menu, and then let's search for crossover and expand the crossover menu. Then we're gonna have to expand bottles and to go to the Steam bottle. Then in Steam, we're gonna have to expand drive C, and then in drive C go to program files x86. So expand this menu, then expand Steam in there, and then scroll down to user data. So we're gonna have it at the bottom right here. Then in user data you will see this folder, expand this folder, and then go to 730 folder. And in this folder we're gonna have to go to local CFG, and then we'll find CS2 video txt file. Let's open this file, and here we'll see the setting full screen, which is right now set to 1. All we're gonna have to do is set it to 0 and then save this file using Command S, combination of keys, and then we can close this window and return to Steam. Okay. And now we can relaunch the CS2 and see how well it goes. So I'm predicting it's not gonna be too well, since I think that CS2 actually requires more than 8 GB of RAM memory, especially running on the machine like crossover, although it's not like a full a virtual machine. It's rather a tool. So yeah, I can tell you that it's quite unplayable, though it's close to being playable. So let's start playing and see how well it goes. Okay, I decided to add an HUD, a metal HUD, so that we can see how many FPS we have. But you can see how it affected the icons in game. I'm not sure how to fix it. I think just disabling the HUD should do, but for now we can see that the FPS is incredibly low. It was about 20 FPS in the main menu. Let's see how it goes in the game itself. I think we definitely will have to lower the graphics. Okay, so I cannot even see anything. I literally just... Okay, so it's 16 FPS. Yeah, loading kind of slowly, so it's basically unplayable for the biggest part. So yeah, you can see how slow it is running. Okay, let's actually try to change things. Let's set the minimal video settings. So let's go to video, let's go to advanced video settings, and let's try to simply switch from medium to low. Okay, and see how well it goes then. Okay, so it feels fine. Let's return back to game. Didn't change much, honestly. The game is still running at about 20 FPS, but generally speaking, I think it's a miracle that it's running at all on this laptop. So maybe let's try another round. As you can see, the textures themselves, they take way too much time to even load in this mode. So I mean, it's kind of playable right now. It's about 30 FPS. So it reaches 30 FPS, and I think if we lower the resolution, we can go to even 40, I think. Okay, so we have successfully planted the bomb here. Okay, now it's time to wait for the enemies. I'm pretty sure they're gonna come out there. But yeah, so what can we see right now? It's 28 FPS, 28, 29 FPS. We have application occupying 7.15 gigabytes of the RAM memory. which is basically almost the entire RAM memory that this device has, and therefore it simply cannot run faster. So yeah, so you can see how the RAM memory is a huge limitation for gaming on this laptop. But still, I think if we reduce the resolution, if we set it to maybe let's set it to HD instead of full HD. Okay. No, we want to have it still in the full screen. Okay. Now we do have it in the full screen mode. Okay, now it's more playable. So yeah, but it's still around 30 something FPS, and it kind of looks like the first Quake game. So I think that is this is the result. So that's basically it for this video. So thank you so much for watching it. If you liked it, please consider subscribing to our channel, leave us a like and a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.